any shop girl can be a top girl if she pleases the tired businessman. Hooray for Hollywood!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this morning's Walk of Fame ceremony. And how do you like this weather today? I'm LaRon Gubler, President and CEO of the Hollywod Chamber of Commerce, which is presenting today's ceremony. And today we are honoring a man whose charm and diverse acting skills have allowed him to become one of Hollywood's leading male actors. Today, Hollywood honors actor Chris O'Donnell with the 2,544th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let me tell you just a little bit about our honoree. And if you hear anything you like, feel free to cheer. A native of Winnetka, Illinois, got a lot of relatives. In fact, I think Chris probably has set a record on number of relatives here today. So one cheer for all the relatives. Chris is the youngest of 7 children. He was discovered when he was cast in a McDonald's commercial in which he served Michael Jordan. Chris made his debut with a critically acclaimed performance as Jessica Lange's rebellious son in Paul Brickman's feature, Men Don't Leave, followed by a memorable cameo in the Academy Award-nominated Fried Green Tomatoes. In 1993, Chris was nominated for a Golden Globe and won the Chicago Film Critics Award for his role opposite Al Pacino in the multiple Academy Award-winning Scent of a Woman. He then played swashbuckling D'Artagnan in The Three Musketeers, for which he was named NATO's Show West Male Star of Tomorrow, and that was in 1994. Chris adopted an Irish dialect to star in the romantic comedy Circle of Friends. And he won over audiences worldwide with his standout performance as Robin in the highest-grossing film of 1995, Batman Forever. He went on to star in the dark legal thriller The Chamber and in the period romance in Love and War before reprising his role as the daredevil acrobat and fledgling superhero in the 1997 hit Batman and Robin. In 1999, Chris co-starred in Robert Altman's critically acclaimed comedy Cookie's Fortune. His other film credits include Vertical Limit, The Bachelor, Kinsey, Max Payne, Kit Kittredge and American Girl, Cats and Dogs. Cats and Dogs deserves a little more applause, come on. And A Little Help. Chris's first television role was an appearance on the series Jack and Mike in 1986. He currently stars as G. Callan opposite his co-star LL Cool J in the CBS hit drama NCIS Los Angeles. Now, this hit show is in its 6th season, and the show airs on Mondays at 10 p.m. on CBS. Now, Chris's other TV credits include the TNT miniseries The Company and the hit series Grey's Anatomy. In 2002, Chris made his Broadway stage debut in Arthur The Man Who Had All the Luck. Chris dedicates his time to such charitable organizations as St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica, and he sits on the board of the Roberts Enterprise Development Fund. And so now, please welcome our honoree to the stage, Chris O'Donnell.
Thank you.
So stand right over here. Now, you'll get to hear from Chris a little later in the program, but we do have a few special guests who have asked to say a few words about Chris. Our first speaker is a screenwriter and director. His hit films include The Bad News Bears in Breaking Training, Handle with Care, Risky Business, Deal of the Century, Men Don't Leave, starring our honoree, and many more. Please welcome director-screenwriter Paul Brickman to the stage.
Greetings, everyone. Here's one of my favorite Chris O'Donnell moments, but I've got to set it up for you first. 18, and he was working on his first film, which was Men Don't Leave, with Jessica Lange. John Avnet was the producer, I was the director. We were about halfway through the production, so we were really in the trenches at the time. John and I were on the set brooding about a ton of problems that we were facing. I remember the mood being a little bit on the dark side. Chris bounces onto the set there, onto the stage, and it's clear he's very excited about something. In fact, he was shaking with excitement. And he kept repeating, "You are not going to believe this." And I thought, you know, great, maybe he had some character breakthrough. He's going to really bring something fresh to the next scene. He said, "You are not going to believe this." And I said, "What is it, Chris?" He said, "I was just down at the catering truck. We are having steak for lunch." John and I look at each other with a blank look. We thought, oh, if life was just that simple. One of the most gratifying things about being a writer-director has nothing to do with film. It's more the notion that you have an idea, you put that idea into action, and then you create this enterprise. And if you do your job really well, lives change because of that, sometimes in unpredictable and wonderful ways. And so it was when we cast Chris in Chicago 27 years ago now. He was still in high school. In fact, he almost didn't make the audition because he had crew that night. I didn't even know high schools had crew, but he did. But it was clear at the time that Chris had no intention of being a professional actor. I don't think he had ever been in a play. He never studied theater. I think he was just looking for a summer gig before heading off to college in the fall. And if it didn't work out with us, my guess is probably an options trader on LaSalle Street. That's what I'm thinking. But that didn't happen because what I saw, I liked his sense of humor. I liked that he was hugely intimidated and made uncomfortable, which amused me greatly. So we trusted our instincts, and we went with Chris, and life changed. Fast forward, here we are today, 3 decades of a really terrific career. So congratulations, Chris. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And by the way, they're having a lunch for us afterwards. You're not going to believe this.
Thanks, Bob. That was great. That was great. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul. Let me do a couple of acknowledgments. We want to recognize the presence of the chair of the Walk of Fame committee. Please acknowledge Maureen Schultz of Capitol Records. And we also have a past honoree with us, radio personality, Shotgun Tom Kelly. And let me also acknowledge the Jameson's Irish Pub for letting us put the star right here. We thought it'd be a great location. Now, our next speaker is an entertainment icon who has found great success crossing into multiple mediums. A 2-time Grammy Award winner, recording artist, talented actor, author, NAACP Image Award winner, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, he continues to display his wide range of talents with every project. He currently stars on the hit TV show NCIS Los Angeles opposite Chris. And he recently hosted the Grammy Awards for the 4th year. Please welcome LL Cool J.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think truly a wonderful moment. I remember, when Chris and I first met, we were in a van being transported from the set to, we were like maybe driving to the gun range or something like that to, prepare for our characters on NCIS Los Angeles. And we kept playing the song Don't Stop Believing by Journey in a loop over and over and over again. Just a small town boy, over and over again. And, both of us, at that point, right before coming to the show, had seen many different things. We'd seen a myriad of things and had many different experiences in entertainment. But this was like the first time that we were kind of venturing into new territory. For me, it was new territory in the sense that I was going to be a regular on a drama. For him, I think it was similar in that he was taking the risk of leaving his film career to actually try to do something on television and try something new. And amazingly enough, this magical alchemy happened, and we were able to, you know, come together along with the show creator Shane Brennan and the rest of the, you know, the cast and crew that are here, the writers that are here, and put together something that actually worked. And I think ultimately this thing had to do with his leadership and, you know, the tone that he set from day one on the set. You know, the vibe was right, the energy was right, there was positivity, there was no negative energy. And I think we leaned on one another. If I was a little down, he would lift me up. If he was a little down, I would lift him up. And I think that he absolutely, without a doubt, yeah, literally, somebody said literally, yeah. He absolutely, without a doubt, deserves this moment because he put the work in. This was a long journey from I don't even know how to pronounce it, from Winnetka, right? It's Winnetka? It's a long journey from Winnetka, buddy. And, you know, I feel like I've lived vicariously through Chris, and may he rest in peace. I've grown to know his dad and grown to know his family members just through us communicating on set, just through us, you know, just every day talking and having a conversation. And, you know, look, Chris and I come from very, very different worlds, obviously, more than just the whole obvious thing, but just, you know, you can be, you know, a white guy that's from Queens, New York, and you and I can have a lot in common. Chris, coming from where he comes from, we come from very different worlds. But the thing that I've grown to know and realize is that we're all much more similar than we think we are. And I've also learned that just because someone's different doesn't mean that's a bad thing. This guy is incredible and unbelievably dedicated to his family. I've seen him literally leave the set like he was shot out of a nuclear cannon to get home. Now, I don't know if his wife that's a whole nother conversation, but I know for a fact that this guy loves his family. He's dedicated to his family. Integrity, he has character, and that matters. And on set, every day, we operate as a family. So I not only want to congratulate you for this day, because you definitely deserve it, and it's a wonderful achievement. But more importantly, I want to thank you for helping me grow in my life, because through working with you, I've grown in my life. You know what I mean? I've become a better guy. I've learned more about who I am. I've learned more about what it takes to succeed in life, and you've been a big part of that, a huge part of that. So I appreciate you for that, and I pray that this is just the beginning of a huge run for you, and you have much, much more success after this. Peace.
Thank you, LL Cool J. Let's acknowledge the other members of the cast of NCIS Los Angeles. And if you'd wave to the audience as I read your names, we'd appreciate it. We have with us Miguel Ferrer, Barrett Foa, Eric Christian Olsen, Daniela Rua, and Renee Felice Smith. Welcome. We're delighted to have you all here to help honor Chris. Well, Hollywood has an outstanding council member who represents the Walk of Fame. He's doing a great job on the revitalization of Hollywood, and it's hard to believe that it's been almost 2 years since he was elected to the city council. But that's the case. So please welcome from the 13th Council District of Los Angeles, the Honorable Mitch O'Farrell.
Thank you, LaRon, and thank you, Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. These wonderful events just highlight how special Hollywood is, and you bring attention, and you bring in tourism dollars, and you provide a place for the fans to come and celebrate those that they love and admire. And does anyone here love and admire Chris O'Donnell? I thought so. I've been a huge fan of yours, Mr. O'Donnell, since your stunning debut film, and you did a trio of films. You did A Circle of Friends and, of course, Scent of a Woman. What an incredible start to the industry, and it's led to this day, the hit show NCI Los Angeles. And I also want to just give a shout out to the production cast and crew producers for filming in Los Angeles, filming in LA. And let me just tell you, it is a core goal of mine to not just enhance and keep the industry here in Los Angeles, make it stronger here in Los Angeles where the art was refined and perfected, make the industry stronger than ever before. And we're doing that on the City Council, working with the Mayor's Office, working with our state peers. We've got 1839 approved. Now, at the local level, we're working on making sure that we can keep television production in Los Angeles for the entire run of the series. And I know that the industry has gathered today, and we are in lockstep to help make that happen as never before. Thank you. Thanks. Creativity, artistry, dreams, that is the real currency in Hollywood, and that's what's so wonderful about these occasions. As we invest in the Walk of Fame, we're investing in those shared dreams. And I just want to say, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting your family, your beautiful family here, and wife Carolyn. I think I see her. Oh, right there, thank you. And just a credit for supporting you all this time as well. And just lastly, as a fellow Irishman, and the fact that we're in front of an Irish pub, and this month there is a very special holiday coming for us Irishmen. Yes, how about St. Paddy's Day? All right. On that note, in honor of Chris O'Donnell on this very special occasion, someone who has such deep talent, someone who has earned this honor, again, thank you, Chamber, for providing all of your fans, Mr. O'Donnell, a place that they can come and celebrate you. That's what this is all about. So in that spirit, I present a token of the city's gratitude and in this a certificate of award for this occasion, Chris O'Donnell. Big round of applause for this man.
All right. Thank you, Councilman. Well, Chris, it's time to hear from you. But let me, by way of introduction, just say in memory of our late, great honorary Mayor Johnny Grant, we hereby declare this Chris O'Donnell Day in Hollywood.
Thank you, everyone, for today. This is kind of indescribable, to say the least. Thank you to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Apparently I found myself a new favorite bar in town. Very fitting to have the Irishman out here. It's so fun to hear Paul Brickman speak and John Avnet, who's also here, who, you know, I mean, 7 years ago, if they hadn't given me the job, I for sure would not be here right now. And I don't know what the journey my life would have taken. But it's amazing, so thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you to Todd. Todd is, you know, I will never try and outdo Todd up at the stage. He's pretty smooth. But I laugh. It was the same time I was being cast for Men Don't Leave that I was at home watching Friday night videos and seeing LL Cool J, you know, do his thing. So this is a little surreal that I spend every waking moment practically at this time with Todd. Thank you also to CBS for helping make this happen. David Staff and Nina Tassler and Leslie Moonves, and Katie and Kristen and everybody, and to all my team, of course. Jason and Leslie and Andrew and Jamie and Marcy, the whole crew. We appreciate you all being out here today. We've had so many people coming in from out of town. It's amazing. I mean, I'm looking down here and it's kind of like, this is your life. Of course, my cast here. What am I saying here? Let me talk about my cast who didn't come from that far. But I hopefully this kind of got you off at least a half-day work. Some of them have to go in, but we have the most amazing family and the most talented writers. I feel so lucky that as an actor, you spend so many days and years just trying to get work. And this is the first time in my career I've ever had steady work. And I can't imagine having a job where you feel so good every day going into work and feeling enriched and excited. And there's never been a day where we've been frustrated or angry to be there. I think we all feel really happy and lucky to be there. And we've got amazing fans, by the way. And thank you all for showing up. I've got a lot of family, as you said. I think I may have set the record for family here today. They came from all across the country. Appreciate them all coming. It's very rare that I get all 7 of the O'Donnell siblings together. So we've got the whole crew is here, which is great. Usually it's a funeral at this point or something depressing. So it's fun to have a reason to come celebrate here in Los Angeles, Hollywood, I should say. My mom, who's probably the most excited person here today, it's her birthday yesterday. And Mom is from Cynthiana, Kentucky, a very small town, and there you go, the Ross Opera House, which is her family. They own the movie theater in town. So she was a little girl going to the movies every day after school. And I know this is a big thrill for her, more than anybody. And of course, my family. Look at these guys, looking very sharp. Caroline, my beautiful wife, Lily, Chip, Charlie, Finley, somewhere over there behind that tree, and Mavie. You guys look so handsome today. So this is just an amazing thrill, and I can't imagine the journey that has happened since Paul and John took a chance on me all those years ago, and to end up here and get this star, it really so much, and thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's unveil that star, and we'll ask our speaker to join us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Can't see you, Maureen. Can't see you.
Hello!
Okay, everybody straight ahead. One shot.
And right over here in the corner.
And right next to him.
Looking right here. Chris, right over here.
And guys, should have had one last time right here, please.
And right up this way.
LL, can you close in with the other? There you go.
LL, look right up.
All right. James,
Touch it first.
Hey, touch it.
Listen.
Standing on the star.
Okay, Chris, straight ahead first, Chris.
All right.
And right next to him, Chris, right next to him.
Right over this way in the corner, please, everybody.
Straight ahead.
Right over here.
Guys, can you stand close? Can you stand close next to each other?
Together, guys.
Closer to. There you go. Yeah, straight ahead, guys. Straight ahead. All right.
Wait, hold on. LL, wait, hold on. Let's get this shot. Straight ahead.
Hey, guys, done
Next to
that.
him, guys. Next to him. Right here.
And gentlemen, can you... Guys, gentlemen. Guys, done that.
Can you get him in a headlock again, please?
And boys, right here, straight ahead.
By himself. All right. Good. That's it.
Going down.
There you go. Going down.
find my light. What?
Yeah. We still need you straight ahead. Right here.
And right above him, Chris, right up here.
And next to him, Chris, next to you missed me. Chris, you missed me.
Chris, one more back up here in the hat. And Chris, one more right back here in the hat. Right up here, looking up.
One more. Chris, give me right here. Give me the thumbs up.
By himself?
I know he's the cast.
Standing on the side? Not by himself. I expect caption.
Come back.